Hey guys, go ahead and hit that like button. I'm trying to grow my channel. So I recently went down to Costa Rica. It was actually a vibe, but the local food was really good. And I was just craving some breakfast. And I stopped for a moment and I was like, how can I make a meal that is close to the food that I got in Costa Rica as possible? Of course, it's not going to be authentic, but I tried to get it as close as possible so I could. So first I went over to the local, Latino supermarket or your Caribbean supermarket, and I got some really sweet plantains. Don't confuse them with green bananas because green bananas are not sweet, but the dark plantains are really good. And I fried them on a low flame with a little bit of salt because I wanted something sweet. And then I got an avocado, which of course in the Caribbean they call it a pear. So I went and got an avocado and I was like, let me peel that while I make my plantains. So like I said, I'm trying to keep this as close to Costa Rican breakfast that I had. So you guys let me know how I do. So of course I sliced up my pear like so, and then I fried the plantains on a low flame. So the trick is you don't really want to leave the stove because these things will burn quickly, especially if you have it on like a high flame. So after I did my plantains, I wanted to fry a couple eggs because this is basically, we had a really big breakfast. Like by like 11 o'clock, if you're eating breakfast, it's pretty much like brunch. It's like lunch and breakfast together. Of course, they serve fruit with breakfast. So I did slice up some watermelon and some pineapple. Any kind of fruit bowl you want to do. This is what I had in the fridge. So I said, okay, let me go and cut this up. And I thought it'd be like a really nice treat for my kid because we did go and I was like, does this inspire you? Does it make you feel like our trip? And that's the one thing that I always like when I travel overseas or to the Caribbean, or even if I go to New York, I try to have a well-diverse palate so that I come home and I try to come up with some new ideas of cooking. Anyway, listen, if you live down in Miami, it's Miami Spice Week where they have 5-star restaurants like off price that you can go for lunch or brunch or dinner. So if you're ever in the Miami area, it's for all through the month of August and September. I went to a few. I posted them on here. Maybe I'll try and go back to another restaurant before I leave. So like I said, just cut up a nice fruit bowl. I fried some eggs. I cut up my avocado and my plantains, my sweet plantains. So there goes my fruit bowl, right? Just the process, guys. So then they had refried beans. I had some black beans and I went ahead and seasoned them up with a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So there was beans too as well to go with the fried egg, right? So this is going to be a big breakfast. And then that was some chicken mole. So I'm not really sure if the chicken mole is, I think it's Mexican really, but it's what I had. So I'm just trying to make up something in my kitchen. So I threw some cheese on it. I guess you can use any protein that you have. If you have a beef, if you have a chicken, I threw the, chicken mole on the pita bread with the cheese with some cilantro. I actually got that at Trader Joe's. I went with some yellow rice. I had my fried egg. There goes my pickled cabbage that I made the other day. Sliced up some tomatoes and some lime and some green banana along my fruit punch. And here it goes. This is it. This is what it came like. I called up my kid and I was like, look, this is my Costa Rican inspired breakfast. There's a fried egg under there. You probably can't see it, along with your sandwich and your plantain. How's that look? It was really yummy, guys. Let me know in the comments. Give me a thumbs up. Maybe you could try it at home. It wasn't too bad. I'll be back with another one. Bye, guys.